What is going on? I'm Zedmon. We've got an extra ability on the gunboat. Super Warriors are fantastic, especially for low levels. You can take all 7 stages of Imitation Game using just Super Warriors. Do we have a replay here? I believe we do somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So I am not going to be doing it myself. We're going to be focusing on warships, but I just wanted to show you that if you throw these Super Warrior dudes in the right spots, you can take down all 7 stages of Imitation Game, even as a low level. So just need to be a little bit thoughtful about how you use your gunboat energy, and if you're low level, drop your troops, farm a little bit of extra gunboat energy. One quick note. I think everyone knows this, but your Super Warrior depends on your HQ level, so lower levels will have a tougher time, but you still might be able to pull that off. Anyways, nonetheless, we're going to jump into warships. Now, warships this season is a conundrum. Defenses, I don't know how you say that. Anyways, definitely making an impact. On this account, I went back and got machine guns and mortars, and I managed to pass my account that doesn't have either of those things. Definitely consider backfilling. It's a weird season. No troop health means defense is suddenly, I'm in my own head here, playing a fairly major role. You see I've got sniper towers maxed. I've got my cannons decent level, got my mortars maxed, machine guns maxed. I do not have, I do have troop damage on this account. I'm not sure if that's making a difference or not, but I've been using primarily Grenadiers, trying to really lean into that whole strike thing. Grenadiers tend to miss. I'm assuming every time they hit something, there's an umpire out there somewhere yelling strike with like a flourish and a punch. And anyways, hopefully that baseball reference is not lost on many of you. I umpired for many years as a kid. One of my primary sources of donut / candy / stickers and card revenue, income, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, more importantly, this right here is a critical juncture. Now, I, on my other account, went down here to get more GBE, thinking I would do the shortcut into the 5th engine room. I think that's the wrong answer, so I wanted to make sure I gave this some attention on the video. Notice on this account, I went into medkits. Medkits don't really care about, but right here, this lady right here, Miss Sparky, the trader's daughter, Gearhart's daughter, is going to be potentially the MVP of this season. So give it some thought. Consider getting Sparky. That is what I'm doing on this account, so I can't show you because I'm not quite there yet. I have been lax on getting some attacks in, so as you can see, I'm only in tier 15. Realistically, probably should have been in gold for many days, missing out on a number of keys. Let's just see. We've got 20 keys in there. We've only got 18 keys in here, so the earlier you get into gold, I likely could have had Everspark by now if I was a little bit smarter. Nonetheless, look at this win-loss record doing pretty darn well right now. Now, this is all with Grenadiers. This is kind of the troop loadout that I've been using. I've been mixing some Zookas in. I've been mixing some tanks in, but generally speaking, at least 4 boats of Grenadiers, and my base just standing up on its own. So defense wins championships, as they say in many sports. In this instance, it's proving to be somewhat accurate, and I hate it. At the same time, it's kind of cool to have a season where it's ever so slightly different. Now, I'm going to send something somewhere. I have not really decided. Most of these attacks I kind of make up as I go along, so we are going to do that. I think it's a little bit frustrating here. I'm going to throw 1 boat of heavies out here. Going to throw a barrage over in here because once we get moving off to that right-hand side, should be a-okay. But I need to get rid of this middle stuff so that I can send this boat of heavies over here and this boat of Zookas over there. Really dependent on my Grenadiers hitting the strike zone. And as some of you likely, or most of you probably know, they don't hit the strike zone terribly often. Now, my barrage is low level, as you might have seen by my tech tree show off there. It is only level 2, which means that I cannot barrage many things. They can clear some mines, they can get rid of a bunch of defenses, but not enough to do any sort of serious damage. Now, should I be using a shock here? possibly just trying to get the last of our troops in without having to use that last little bit of gunboat energy. Now that that heavy's gone, we're going to use that shock, need to get that mortar down. Then our Zookas can get in and get back out in front of our Grenadiers as our Grenadiers clear all the mines in behind that machine gun. So this is where I'm at the moment. Generally winning based on people not being able to finish my base, which is a strange position for me to be in. This is not how I typically play warships, but this season is a non-typical one, which, oh, look at that. We've got all the time in the world now at the moment. So this season sucks for people who don't have instant training because there are a lot of defenses that are being put out, and it is really putting a damper on people who don't have instant training. So that is a massive sadness. I really do wish that Supercell would listen and give us some troop health early on. These seasons, I find them really interesting because there's like 7 different metas, but I have instant training. So really, if you don't have instant training, you're probably not having a heck of a lot of fun. Do keep the ball moving forward. Pick up your chests. Use every possible troop combo you can come up with if you have to. And I feel like once you get farther along, you're going to be able to do things like throw out some tanks with some heavies, or tanks with some riflemen, tanks with Zookas, Grenadiers with tanks, Grenadiers with Zookas. Like, there's enough troops this season that without instant training, you should be okay to at least get your chests. So let's get into our boss battle. Win streak and a boss battle. Hopefully those two cancel one another out. Of course, this person has rocket launchers, which of course makes things ever so slightly more difficult. So we're going to go... I'm going to get rid of my Zookas. There's no advantage to having Zookas when it comes to rocket launchers. Going to go something like this. Get that mortar drawing some fire, and then we'll throw a shock right about now. Just getting things moving forwards, holding off. Don't drop all your heavies all at the beginning, because you will definitely regret it, because you want to be able to split drop, bring your heavies out bit by bit as you need them. That way they're not all going to get hit by the same rocket launcher or the same mortar. It's definitely a bit of an art, and I have not mastered that art. Let's get 2 barrages over here. Probably going to need 3 barrages, simply because my barrage is so darn wimpy, as you can see there. But it is keeping us moving forward. Probably launched that last boat of heavies a little bit too early, but we're going to use some shocks on those single shot defenses, and then hopefully just burn our way through all of that stuff. And if you're wondering why I went and barded out that rocket launcher, even though it's not going to do a ton of damage, I just feel like it would have been way off to the side, would have drawn my troops where I don't necessarily want them. And now, because we've got everyone moving forwards in the right direction, our heavies are fairly well spread out. We're going to throw a med kit on top of them, trying to keep that last dude alive. And now we're doing okay. Like, you see that rocket launcher? Not doing a ton of damage to our Grenadiers. I'm going to pull out in a second here. We're going to come way over here, getting away from that rocket launcher, getting away from that boom cannon. Should be able to come back in here. And, like, it's just kind of tickling our dudes, but still, tickling can be annoying. That's why I am holding out for more gunboat energy. We should be able to get another shock here in a couple seconds, and then we should be able to throw all of our dudes at this engine room right here, which is going to hit the boom cannon and the rocket launcher in behind. I have a hard time figuring out when to shock things, when to shock the defenses and flare them, as opposed to when to go, look at that, retreat. So we are essentially guaranteed the win now. That is so common. And on my other account, I don't have machine guns, I don't have mortars, but I do have the doom cannon. So that account is starting to come forward as well. Now, there is some debate about whether you want to have the doom cannon or the grappler. For me, it's all about the doom cannon, simply because I don't have enough defenses. The grappler has to pull them towards something, and if it's pulling it towards my single shot defenses, it's not going to do a heck of a lot of good. So my general feeling is, if you have a super bare naked base, then do go get the doom cannon. If you've got some defenses, go get the grappler. On this account, I will definitely be grabbing the grappler, simply because it can do a little bit more now that I've got machine guns and mortars and stuff like that. One chest away from Miss Sparky. That will be fantastic. I'm going to keep my upgrade tokens for when I go and get her. Probably should maybe move to level 3 barrage. You know what? I'm just going to do that. It was so cheap. Level 4 barrage, level 5 barrage, way more expensive, but level 3 should set me up for getting rid of things like rocket launchers and boom cannons and stuff like that. So if you're using tanks, do barrage, at least 1, maybe 2 boom cannons. If you're using Grenadiers and or Zookas, have a look for rocket launchers. Really depends on what's facing you. But anyways, that is going to be my video for today. Wanted to show you this tech tree. Glad that you managed to be along with me. Anytime you can be recording live and have a win streak and have a boss battle, it kind of cancels one another out. Let's just check the task force, see how people are doing. I think this is actually Orion's mini. He is having a rough go of it, it looks like, based on his win-loss record. This is the base that I'm going to be copying. As you can see, the Doom Cannon in there, 4 engine rooms. His other account, I don't think I can... Let's see here, local Canada. I assume he's up there somewhere. Not going to do a heck of a lot of spinning, though. Nonetheless, into gold we go, using all Grenadiers. So I know everyone's all hyped up on tanks. Tanks are a great way to attack. That's how my other account is doing it. But don't sleep on max level Grenadiers, especially if you've ever been a baseball umpire or played baseball or just want to pull the baseball into things a little bit more. Anyways, that is all for me. I'm Zedmont. Thank you for coming in. Have a fantastic long weekend if you are in a long weekend region. And if you are not in a long weekend region, I will pour one out for you on Monday as I relax with my feet up. Anyways, that is all for me. Thanks for coming in. Hit me up in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell, all that sort of crap. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace!